Now I'm on. Okay. So just so everybody knows in the audience, the mic is for the people online. We know that y'all can hear us just fine. But I'm excited to introduce Cynthia and Anna to come up here and show y'all branding and luxury and all that great stuff. But I really want to talk more about who they are. Well, for starters, they have combined experience of 26 years, which is amazing. But experience is worthless if you don't have heart. And both these incredible leaders have amazing heart. And what I love about their leadership style is they've always been like anybody can do it. Like if I can do it, you can do it. Who wants a leader like that? Like if I can do it, you can do it. Instead of the pretentious, well, let me tell you how great I am, and I just do everything perfectly, and you don't. No, these two are like from the moment I got here, have always been like, man, if I can do it, you can do it. And that's how we grow as EXP. That's how we grow as we partners, is to have leaders like that, and they have amazing heart. Cynthia is kind of like my kindred spirit. Her and I are a lot alike. We just like, are we going to have fun? I'm in, right? Don't tell us anything else, but we're just going to have some fun, and we'll figure everything out along the way, right? We'll figure as we're going, we will put the plane together and make it work. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. And Anna is the type of person from the moment I got here, just opened her arms and said, "Hey, how can I help you?" And that's a lot, because I've met so many realtors that are just so about themselves. And I was brand new to this industry, and Anna was just like, "What can I do for you? Here's my phone number. What can I do for you?" And I'd like to think it was my magnetic personality, the reasons why she was helping me, and it's because I'm so great. But then I watched her do it to everybody. Like she helps everybody. And it's hard. They got 26 years of experience, which is very important, very vital to success. However, it's their heart that takes them from good to great. So could y'all do me a favor and just stand up, because you're going to be sitting for about 45 minutes. Let's give them a big warm welcome of applause. Cynthia Day and Anna Cantu.
Let me introduce you to the party people.
See the kindred spirit? There it is. Hey guys, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Anna Cantu,
And I'm Cynthia Day.
and we are the Day and Cantu Luxury Homes with EXP Luxury.
And we help families create abundance through the love and harmony of home.
So that's our tagline, guys. That's what we stand for. So, like Paul said, that's exactly who we are.
Absolutely.
So, you want to get started?
Sure.
Okay, let's get started. So today we're going to talk about branding. Branding, it's very important, especially in the luxury market, because this is how you come out in the world, right? So let's go ahead and get started with our first slide.
And let's just talk about, branding is your taste. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. Branding is your taste and it's your style, right? One thing that I can say that I've learned about branding, Steve Jobs did a comparison with Microsoft and said that Microsoft had no taste, it had no style, right? But Apple is absolutely, it is defined, it's clearly defined, it's elegant, it's innovative, right? And, people in the luxury market absolutely, and in the creative world, they absolutely identify with Apple and its taste and its style. So that's exactly what branding is about today.
So, with that being said, we're going to start off with defining your luxury brand and clarifying your unique value and how it appeals to specific client avatar of high-end buyers and sellers. Because remember, guys, marketing to everybody is what? Marketing to nobody. So you have to be able to market to the right person that is your avatar. And Cynthia's going to talk more about that.
Yeah. So before you begin to really push content or, put on your wardrobe, put on your clothes, or push colors or anything, really stop and think, who specifically are you marketing to? Right? Start there, because when people are scrolling, they're going to stop on the thing that resonates with them. They don't stop on the thing that resonates with you, it's them. And so when you start by really clearly defining who specifically your avatar is, then everything that you put out can go, can speak directly to who they are, what their demographic is, and most importantly, what is their mindset? What is the phase in their life that they're in at that moment? What are the problems that they need to solve at that point in their life? So you really have to stop and take your avatar. It goes beyond just, you know, and it includes and goes beyond income, family, location, age, sex, all of those things, right? But really stop to think about the mindset and the phase in the life that these people are in at the moment.
And once you have discovered who that person is that you're trying to market to, the person that you want to sell to, then you have to create a sophisticated visual identity, develop a brand aesthetic that appeals to your specific client avatar by conveying trust and expertise.
Yes. So, birds of a feather flock together, right? People identify with people that they are, right? So if you look, sound, dress, identify as someone that they can recognize within their life, within that frame of mind, within their style of dress, within their speech patterns, all those things, then you can directly appeal to that person. They will stop and they will see and they will see if they resonate with your message and with your look and your taste and your style.
And that's correct because the first impression is what? How you see someone, right? That's the first impression. And then maintain a consistent, compelling message, engage and inspire your specific client avatar by connecting with their mindset and shared values.
Yeah, so here's where you want to go deeper, right? Like Anna said, we're not just blanketing everyone. We're not just appealing to someone who might want to purchase a home. And we're not just putting, let's just say, $1 million home, behind you saying, I'm a luxury realtor, call me, right? This is when you really get into the psychographics of who a person is, really get into their mindset, really illustrate what their problems are, really get to the point to where your avatar says, you get me, she gets me, right? Like that's the kind of messaging and the content that's important to really drill down into. And when you really specifically talk to one person, no one else is going to get it. And that's how you know you've done your messaging correctly, because only they, in that frame of mind, in that phase of their life, only they really understand what you're saying to them. So, for instance, let's just say we're all Spanish speaking here. The one English speaking person out in the audience and me, we're going to connect. Do you understand? So, it's not about appealing to everyone, it's only about appealing to your very specific avatar.
So it goes back to emotional, how you make that person feel. Remember that. So we're going to identify core values. Whenever you are branding yourself, it's really important that you identify who you are as a person. So by identifying your non-negotiables, what is something that you're willing to part with? Let's say you're working at a $3 million luxury property and it just doesn't feel right. Are you going to continue with that client? So those are your non-negotiables. So the first one is, these are some examples, but you're going to lead with whatever resonates to your own self. So for example, integrity, always do the right thing. Excellence, providing top tier service and expertise. Innovation, leveraging technology and marketing to stand out. Personalization, offering a tailored experience for every client. Discretion, maintaining clients' privacy and trust. These are high caliber clients, so this is very important to them.
Right. And so just identifying who you are is kind of like going out into the world saying, this is who I am. This is who I stand for. This is my mission. Do you resonate? Like, for instance, we are all going to go to Florida on a bicycle. And this is, the characteristics in which we are going to, put on in order to complete the mission. Who's with me? Right? And no, you'll actually be running to Florida. and we'll be all behind you on the bicycles. So that's basically, your core values. It's like, this is who I am. I stand in the integrity of who I am, and this is how I'm going to serve you. And this is how you model all of your characteristics to the world, and you stay in your core values. And the more that people see you consistent, they'll begin to believe you. But you have to remain consistent in who you are and who you say you are, because you have to be congruent. That's when you get buy in.
Right. Everybody has bad days, but we cannot allow those bad days to define the moment, because you never know if that moment is the one that's going to take you to the next place. So you always have to be ready to go. So these are some of the luxury real estate branding tools that we put together. As you know, we're going to teach you how to brand your luxury branding. So the brand name, it's very important. It's memorable. It aligns with the values. These are some of the websites that you can go and find a domain to purchase. So, for example, ours is Day and Cantu Luxury Homes. And then also like your logo, it has to, bless you, it has to be professional, it has to be unique, and it resonates with luxury clients. So these are some of the websites that you can also visit. The color scheme is very important. That's what's going to maintain a brand. Coca-Cola, it's what? Who can tell me what colors they are? Okay, so Coca-Cola, it's not going to be a different color other than what you remember. So this is very important. When you're starting your brand, your color scheme it's the one that's going to identify you.
And this is our color scheme, right? Like,
This
we're
is it.
neutrals, we're dark, we're black,
We're
we're
gold.
neutrals, we're gold.
So it evokes the right emotions, the research, the color, the psychology for impact. So there is a psychology behind every big brand. We all know that.
And just to kind of interject, start with your client avatar, right? Like, what is their color palette? If you were to walk into your client's home, let's put it like this. If you were to walk into your client's home, let's just say you do research and you do several of them. What are the main colors, the color palettes that they have decorated their homes with? That's what they would resonate with, right? So allow yourself to be something like home, familiar, and choose your branding colors in that way.
And the website, it should be high end, user friendly, and showcase your expertise. Luxury Presence, Luxury Presence, it's a EXP luxury website that, not website, I'm sorry. Luxury Presence, it's actually a company that allows you to create a high end website. And we're going to show you ours at the end. But basically, if you mention us, they might give you a discount. So I don't know, but they're amazing. We have nothing but great things to say about them. And we're gonna show you guys our finished product. It's just great. And they also have like SEO. They can work with you to be able to get leads and stuff like that. And then we have high-end marketing tools, the go-to place for branding with credibility and exclusivity. So here at EXP, we have EXP Luxury. So EXP Luxury, it used to be that you had to qualify for. So I don't know how long they're going to have this open for, but to qualify, you had to sold 3 properties that were $1 million criteria properties. So anything for EXP Luxury, I believe they start at 800 plus. So if you
Now,
sold like
yeah.
800 plus, that would be considered luxury for EXP Luxury. And now it's open, but we don't know how long it's going to be open for, like I said. But
And
this,
I would highly suggest
Mhm.
pumping out, and I'm sorry to introduce,
Go ahead,
or
babe.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but please pump out like marketing materials that look and feel luxurious. Okay. I mean, it's so important. Think high end editorial, magazine, brochure, think restoration hardware, think Neiman Marcus. Just think high end. Okay. Don't put anything that looks very homemade out there. Make it clean, very editorial. Always make it clean. Don't clutter the space. Because remember, a confused mind always says no. So keep everything clear, clean, clutter free, easily legible, and stylish. Remember to establish your style that appeals to your avatar.
So stay consistent. That's the biggest thing. So building a powerful luxury real estate brand, you also have to come up with a tagline. So create a memorable phrase that captures your mission and how you serve the world. So community, collaboration, connection, and the mission is very important. So it's like how you show up in the world, who you are as a person. That's your mission. It has to resonate to who you think you are, who you believe you are.
And Anna and I sat down and we did some, like, especially when you're in partnerships, right? Those of us that are in partnerships here, Anna and I took the time to really sit down to see who we are naturally as people, right? We dug down into our heart and we identified the things that were really important to us in this lifetime, right? And so that's how we created the tagline of we help families create abundance through the love and the harmony of home, right? So authenticity is a huge thing for me. It's all about being exactly who I am because I cannot take off one mask and put on the other successfully and for a very long time continue to play the role. I just can't do it, right? So I have to remain in the integrity of who I am. And this woman is all about love and harmony. She's a Libra. You know what I mean? Like she balances the scales and she's all about self-love in this lifetime and creating balance in the world. And so that's how we came up with the combination of who we are and what we stand for. This is how we're going to hop on that bike and ride to Florida behind you who's going to be running, right? So that's just how we came up with a tagline that is in alignment with our mission. And this is just, and you have to think when you do your tagline and when you do your mission, you've got to chunk up real big. Go outside of real estate, go outside your profession. Could this apply to any single thing you do in life? That's your tagline. That's what you stand for.
And that leads us into the brand story. Share your journey and mission to resonate with high end clients. Your why builds trust and sets you apart in the luxury market.
And I think Paul does this masterfully, right? We see several videos where he is sharing his story and his why, where he came up with the passion and the experience and the conviction to stand before you and do anything that he does, right? It doesn't matter what widget you're selling, whether it's insurance, homes, leadership, you have a why, and that goes with you wherever you go. Same thing as your mission, same thing as your tagline, right? So, really getting into understanding your why and telling that story. Get really comfortable with telling your story. People follow real people because, like Anna says, it doesn't matter what you look like, it matters how you make people feel. And so, I would just urge you to incorporate more of your authentic self in your brand, in your messaging, and in your marketing. Because the more people can relate to you, the more low bat, low bat. So the more that people can see themselves inside your story, the more that people can see themselves inside of your content, anything, that's when they're going to really begin to follow you, right?
So, understanding your audience, connect deeply with your specific client avatar by understanding their desires, challenges, and motivations to build that lasting relationship. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for lasting relationships. We don't want to help that person just one. We want to be able to help them, their family, their kids, everybody in that family, everybody that they'll send you, because that's a repeat referral. And that's how you can be able to stand and say, I've been in the business 26 plus years. with that continuing referral.
I would totally agree with you. And a lot of people get into that mindset where they think they want more. I want more. I want more. I want to go on to the next. But you know that old saying, water your own lawn? Like, really nurture the people that you currently have, right? And give them everything that you've got. Like, you should be able to assist your clients in every phase and every journey that they have in life. Every setback, every win, every success. You should be the one being there to provide them with a home that reflects what they need at that moment in their life, right? Which brings me to another thing. If you choose to be luxury, and this is who you choose to identify as, I would also be mindful about who you nurture on a consistent basis. Because birds of a feather flock together, you're going to continue to get more referrals from people just like them, right? With their same financial status, with their same, they're usually going to be purchasing and selling in the same price range as those people. So be intentional. I'm not saying that we don't help everyone because we do. I mean, we have the heart to serve, all of us. That's why we get into this business. Just be intentional about who you are really investing and serving in so that you can continue to keep your specific client avatar that person. Make sense?
And that just brings us to the next slide, which is white glove service for the luxury market. So, personalized client experience offer VIP services that provide an exclusive experience tailored to their specific needs. So, this can look like, for example, you have a client traveling from California to Texas. Send someone to go pick that client up or go pick them up yourself. Make them feel VIP. Send them, take them to the hotel, take them to the best spot in their area, show them the best schools in their area that's important to them. So get to know your client avatar deep inside, deeper. Do you want to say anything about the first one? In luxury marketing, invest in high quality staging, video production, photography, and premium listing platforms. This is huge, guys.
Can't say enough about this. So, how many, like 1.3, $1.5 million homes do we see that expire? And then you look at the listing and you're like, oh, let me use a word that our kids use, right? It's
Photos.
cringe. It's cringe, mom. It's cringe. I mean, how can you possibly put a home that's 3 times the average sales price in an area and look so homemade like that? Right? So, attention to detail is ultimately important, and your online presence is everything that anyone would ever need to know as to why they would even go see the home, right? If they're already discounting the value of the home in their mind before they even show up, you've already lost.
And just to give you a nugget, like if you go to a listing appointment, vision yourself, who would that home be for? Who's the family that's moving in? Remember, you're not marketing to everybody whenever you list that property. You're marketing to that family that's going to buy it. So if that family is in a high traffic area, you're probably not going to market to families. You're probably going to market to different, right? Different criteria. So always be intentional about that.
That's so true and excellent point. So, when you do the demographics, and this is how we take marketing, we always take marketing to a very psychological level. Okay. So, when you're looking at the demographics and the migration trends of who's moving in, who's moving out of a specific area and neighborhood, you want to stage your rooms to the lifestyle of the phase in the life that person is at and how they would naturally do life there. So really look at the age and the demographics, really look at the number of children, look at the age of the children that they may have. If it's going to be a a family that might have a lot of smaller children in that neighborhood, fix up a few rooms that might look, someone for grade school, or a baby room, something like that, a real legit playroom. Really stop and think, do they need that home office? Fix up that extra room as office space, right? So understand your demographics and make the home actually appeal to the lifestyle of that person who would most likely buy that home according to the data. Pay attention to the data.
And exclusive network access. Leverage connections with top tier service providers, architects, interior designers, financial advisors to add value for your clients.
And this is where Anna and I have just taken this to the whole next level.
We sure have.
So, you know, instead of us doing traditional, typical realtor marketing, right? Like instead of us putting a recipe on a postcard and mailing it to a farm, Anna and I have really dug into the psychology of who our client avatar is. What is their whole and complete lifestyle? What do they wake up every day and need in their life? And who likely can we connect them with to supply them with what they need in their everyday lives? So, the high-end shopping boutiques, we've actually, forged relationships with the business owners that provide all of these services, right? Wealth protection management, um, the gyms, the beauty and
Wellness.
fitness and the wellness and all of the things that these folks are actually really into and they use and they buy and they purchase every day. We have gone out to these businesses, we have connected with them, and now they are a part of our value add every single time that we meet someone. And this is our follow up system. So it's a win win. We're forging relationships in our market area, and we are helping these business owners by introducing them and bringing them more business. And at the same time, we're actually giving something of value because it's what these people buy and use and need on the regular, right? So it's kind of a win-win incorporating, allowing us to, dip into more of and be introduced to more of our client avatar and giving us more opportunities to serve the person that we're specifically serving, and also giving our business owners in our community an opportunity to grow and flourish as well. So it's truly a win-win.
And what you're going to find is that they typically know each other. That's what we found. That those business owners, they kind of know each other. So if you are the go-to face of luxury in real estate for them, then they're going to come to you first. So we continue the white glove service part two, global exposure. You expand your reach by using luxury-focused social media platforms and international real estate networks to attract high net worth individuals. EXP Luxury allows you to do that. They allow you to do the worldwide international real estate. So they allow you to do that. So that's good. That's the reason you want to join them right now. It's because they allow you to put your luxury listings on those platforms.
I mean, it's just like being on Zillow over in Amsterdam or Zillow over in Bali or, whatever other country that we're in, Dubai. Basically, all of our listings are in all of those different countries as well.
And discreet and confidential service ensure complete privacy for clients, especially when dealing with high profile individuals or high value transactions. So having that, network of people that they're on your pocketbook that you can just offer to them as value, that's very important. Luxury transaction management offers specialized support in every step of the transaction to avoid dropping the ball.
And this is where, we are working to create an administrative team that's going to help us with every single step of the transaction. Because when you are all things to all people, some ball is going to get dropped. And unfortunately, I know this from experience. And these people expect excellence. And when you deliver less than that, it is like, ugh, It feels like a dagger in the side. So when you have multiple people helping, and being a part of the process, and you show up to do the thing that you are the freaking best at, they're getting a great, full, all around experience. So just don't try to be all things to all people, because either all of your clients will feel it or will feel great, or your family at home will be totally neglected. You know what I mean? So it's so important not to be the control freak, and please ask for help.
Right. And that's something that we're trying to develop here at We Partners as a group. So coming soon. We have that in our team, but we're trying to develop it at We Partners. So this is a quote that I love. Be not afraid of growing slowly, but afraid of only standing still. So remember, if you want to get into luxury, now it's the time to do it. And you need to start somewhere, right? So branding is the number one thing you have to start with. Um, so don't stand still in anything that you're doing. Keep on going. That's just a phrase that I love. And now we're going to go to our website. We're going to show you guys what our day in Cantu Luxury Homes looks like.
So here we have our tagline, and then we specifically chose images that resonate with our specific client avatar. This is their lifestyle. This is what they do every day. So we specifically wanted to appeal to who they are.
And as you can see, our tagline is at the front, creating abundance through love and harmony of home. We provide services in South Lake and beyond.
So we're
For
very specific, right? Go ahead and scroll down. So you don't automatically see a photo of us, right? They see them. They see their lifestyle first. Okay. And this is just, where you can find things. And then there's us. Oh, and then there's us. Okay. So just remember, you're not selling you, you're selling them. You have to remember that. And then this is just, how we get into the mindset of their situation. And this is how we understand them. So that's what this message is all about. And I also like that we incorporate God in the center of our business. So we have a
verse,
of
pro verse.
a verse that we put on everything, everything
Yeah.
that we do, every piece of marketing that goes out.
And
That
it
verse
says,
is there.
commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Surrender your business to Him. Trust that He will guide you in every step. So that's really important for us.
Yep. So it's God's work that's working through us, and our business is our ministry. So here's our mission, right? This is how we're going to get on that bicycle and go to Florida. This is how we're doing it. This is our production. This is who we work for, right? People that we've served, sold houses to. This is our social proof, right? These are all the people that we have served. And when you choose testimonials, think about your specific client avatar. What characteristics are they going to need to hear that you have, that they would find more trust and belief that you can help them accomplish their goal and their mission? I would be very, very mindful about the testimonials that you put on there, right? Don't go for typical testimonials. Oh, they were great. They helped me do this. They helped me do that. They sold my home in 2 days. Okay. Who are you as a person? How did you show up for them? What difference did you make in their life? And if you want to guide your client in providing you a testimonial that specifically touches on that, I would ask them the question that would provoke that from them, right? And we can always put something like that together, but you want to talk about your heart, your soul, how you showed up, and the transformation and the difference that you made for them. Not that you were great and that you sold my house in 2 days. Anyone can do that.
Try to
right?
align those testimonials with your core values. Once you identify those, try to align those together, and that's what you can put out there.
Yes. And so, these are the homes that we've sold in
And
our
then I
market
wanted to show
area.
you guys, the last thing we're going to show you is just like resources. Like we said at the beginning, the material that you choose to put out there, it's really important. So for this website, we actually used Luxury Presence. They were amazing. They heard us. They did exactly what, we were looking to put out there. So let me show you guys.
All right. So this is a lead magnet that we have on our website. Okay. So here are all of our YouTube videos, that we have. So everything goes to our YouTube channel, right? But here is a buyer's guide. So, this is a home that we sold up in Prosper, and it is a lead magnet providing a buyer, a luxury buyer, with, just information that they would need to know about the home buying process. And we packaged it up. It looks very high end, it looks very editorial. And yes, it says all the same information that every buyer's guide would have, but it looks and feels luxury.
Yeah, and this is just a sample. And this is something that you can find on EXP Luxury. But again, your brand, because all of these colors are, the color scheme is going to auto populate. So you want to make sure that, whatever colors you guys choose, it's the ones that you want to put out there.
Right. So, do you want to show the seller guide, and then we can
Yeah,
open it up for some Q&A?
let's do that. This is an ad. Don't look at that.
Just scroll down to the bottom, and then I guess we have to put information in.
Yeah, that's our lovely Cynthia Day.
Okay, so here's the seller's guide, and it's, once again, it's a lead magnet that allows us to build our email list, collect more information, and then we have an item of value that goes out.
Yeah, and we're working towards putting like a seller webinar, so that's something that's going to be on the website as well.
Yeah. So,
Let me go up, and then I'm going to scroll down. And it's loading, guys.
all right. So as you can see, everything is very cohesive, right? It's the same colors, the same style. Everything, if you notice the colors on everything, all the colors are very cohesive. Like we have, it's kind of like, how women would call it a capsule, right? Wardrobe capsule. All of the pieces are interchangeable and they all match and go together well. So when you create your brand, make sure that your style is cohesive on everything that you do.
Yeah, and as you can see, it's very editorial.
So
There you have it.
So there you have it. So what questions or feedback or aha moments do you guys have? If you want to just raise your hand, I'll give you the mic.
So I just had a quick question for Anna. You mentioned that we can sign up for luxury. It's open right now. So once we sign up, what is it like? Are you under like a luxury list from EXP? Like,
Yeah, so I believe right now it's about 3,000 a year.
mhm.
And basically, when you sign up, you are allowed all the tools, and they also have websites that you can use that can be used as international. So those websites, do you want to talk more about that? About how EXP Luxury works?
Um, yeah. So what specifically did you want to know?
like basically my main question is like we like serve everybody, right? From like
Mhm.
300,000 to like 800 or a million. And
Mhm.
Anna mentioned now the criteria is 800,000 and
Mhm.
up for
Mhm.
luxury. So if we did sign up for luxury and pay the whatever the 3,000 you mentioned a year, are we like a member of luxury where anyone can pull up and say, well, EXP luxury, and then they'll see our team or our group there? Or
Yes, you
okay,
are correct.
And
okay,
in order to use
Mhm.
the EXP Luxury, guys, you have to be a member of that. So it is a membership.
Yeah, and they will only be able to showcase the homes that are at least $800,000 or more on the EXP luxury site.
Gotcha. Okay, all right, thank you.
I want to add to Ken's questions regarding the membership. Obviously, it's 3,000. Is there perks like referral? Because we get referred through workplace, EXP workplace. We all trying to refer EXP agents if possible to keep it in the house. And as far as luxury, do you have a different referral group that luxury agent like to refer another luxury? Obviously, you don't want you want to keep the same standard, so you want to refer to a luxury agent. So is there like a referral group for luxury?
Yeah, there is. And just stay, involved in the group, let people get to know you like any kind of referral system that happens. So, yes, I get referral. We have a referral right now from Vegas, so, and they're looking over, 1.3 up in Rockwall. So,
That pays for at least 10-year membership there.
you know, and we're,
That's awesome.
yeah, absolutely. And we're getting more of our specific client avatar, right? So, where are you fishing? Where are you dropping your line? Which pond, right?
Thank you.
I think Paul had a question.
Since y'all have high clientele, or do y'all use off-market stuff like Zenlist?
I don't personally use Zenlist.
No, we don't use that. So through Luxury Presence, which is the high-end website that we use, the company that we use for that, they have SEO where you can get the leads from. Is that what you're asking? Like how to know?
No, just if you're like you have a high-end, you have Jerry Jones, your client. He don't want open houses. He don't want people coming look at his
Right.
stuff. He wants off-market. Do you have any off-market type?
So that really, there is no off market. Legally, there is no off market uh, resource in which like hip pocket listings could be advertised. So what we have to do is we have to stay in the network of people who are listing homes, that would match this person's criteria. And you got to pick up the phone and you got to see what everyone has. You got to go to those networking events where those agents would be there and know what they've got right off market. So it's a lengthy process, but if that's where you are spending your time networking and spending time with those kind of agents on a regular basis, you would know what they have.
And let me just add to that. The off-market properties that you can find, those are your expires. So you want to be knocking on those doors because that property that you're knocking on, which is an expired, it might meet the criteria of a buyer that you're trying to find a property for. So that would be my off-market property.
Advice.
Yes.
I have a question because I don't know how much the EXP luxury can support us. Because last year I have 2 million transactions. I got all the information from MLS, so that's where my house resources come from. So that's why, because recently, yesterday, I had a cold call lead, and he questioned me, where are you? How do you present my house? But I still think MLS, in my opinion, that's the only place everybody come to. So no matter how you
So I don't know if those of
always
us,
go to that website and to check the luxury.
so I don't know if everyone online actually heard her question. So to answer your question, EXP Luxury is going to provide you with marketing tools, right? And resources to market your listings with. Okay. They do have a website that all of our luxury homes within, EXP around the world are centrally located. But it would be up to you to promote your luxury listing just like you do as a real estate professional. But with EXP Luxury, you actually have tools in which to do it with taste and style because your $1 million plus home needs to be marketed like $1 million plus home, right? So that's what they provide. And plus, they always provide us with training in the million plus markets. We brainstorm, we mastermind a lot. We talk about what's happening, we talk about lead generating, in multi-million dollar markets, and we talk about what's happening.
And I just want to add, we're not here to sell EXP Luxury because we don't get a dime for it. However, it has helped us tremendously to put out their expired listing packets. They look beautiful, they look luxury, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a place that you can come in and it's not just a regular canvas. It's a place that it's branded for luxury clients only. So that's why we think, just like TC said, I mean, it pays for itself, you know?
I was just curious in regards to like social media and branding, how do you brand if let's say you sell like last year I did two properties above 800K, but most of my properties are around 300 to 500, right? If I was trying to appeal to a more luxury client, is it that I don't show the 300K kind of properties, or how do you manage? And I'm sure you guys probably get some properties along that price point. So how do you navigate that?
We're not going to say no to a client that needs to lease a property. I'm just not going to say no to them, right? So we take them all. However, I would say the best way to brand those properties would be to start looking like a luxury agent. You have to start becoming that, and that's the way you're gonna get them. You want to
I
add?
want to add to that. So you're building a team. If you're going to focus on luxury, or if I'm focusing on commercial, you're going to build a team that's focused on the $300,000 homes, right? The leases and things like that. So that's what you would do. And then also, not a correction, but on the off-market deals, because we're 90,000 agents, we do have a Zen list that we partnered up with. So we have the off-market platform because you can share within the company. You can't share outside or pool. So that's another benefit for larger company. But yes, I'm not in the residential, but I just know that those are the tools. And going back to Nancy's question, because the luxury owners, they're not looking at MLS, they're looking at these other uh, sites for the luxury side. So if you're looking at Sotheby's, Christie's, Douglas Element, they're so that's what that fee you're paying goes towards.
Any more questions? Well, we are going to introduce Mr. What do they call it? The man of the hour? Is that what it is? I'm
Panda.
Hispanic, y'all. So Papa Panda, come to the stage. And I just want to say one thing. I mean, Daniel knows the ins and outs of EXP. He just does. So anything, any questions that you might have in regards to EXP, I mean, he knows it. And he will text you within the next 20 seconds if you text him.
All right. I think I have to close that orange one because it's the feedback or the. All right. How are you guys doing? All right. Give me some energy. I am excited to share. Let's see what we got. All right. So I appreciate Paul getting all the leaders together and just really keeping us accountable, and having Cynthia and Anna come up and lead and share their expertise in the luxury division. EXP Luxury is a separate division from EXP Realty and also EXP Commercial, and also what we have EXP Referral. So we actually have 4 divisions in our company. So today, my goal in sharing the model and sharing what We Partners is about, what this little panda logo is about, my goal is to share what it is so you guys understand it. My goal is not to, every real estate company is recruiting, right? When you open your own brokerage, whether you're independent, buying a franchise, you're recruiting. But for me, was what I'm doing is I want to share a platform so you understand it completely and you make your own business decision on what it is and will it apply to your business and your goals as you grow your real estate career. So we created a network called We Partners Network. My leadership group is called the Panda Pack. That's why that icon is there. We do have a mission and vision of our group. Our mission and vision is really connecting entrepreneurs globally and building wealth, community, and legacy. Our vision is to be 10,000 partners, not agents, partners, bringing, sharing expertise by 2030, right? So we have a timeline. That's our vision. So Calvin and I have been business partners since 2012. I met him at CCIM class. We're both CCIMs. We're kind of your growth leaders, kind of your growth partners in this. Our group has a lot of fun. One of our other partners, Lori, had a kind of a gun safety training, and they had a great event. We had a Friendsgiving event with our company. We do have a brick and mortar, so I shared our office space. We have a patio outside. Our Latino team came up. Anna's birthday too, I think, also. So we celebrated that. So we have culture. So why I share these photos is, EXP is a platform, but at the same time, as our group, we create the culture. EXP doesn't need to create culture because they're the platform. Like Uber or Airbnb, things like that. So you have to understand it's up to us how we want to grow, who we want to connect with, and how we want to do business together. This was a conference, a pretty large conference at the Renaissance. This is not an EXP event. It was leaders in EXP came together. It's like, hey, we want to volunteer, provide training, support, and just sharing insights for our shareholders in the company. So we created a build conference. I'm working on it again. So July 30th, 31st, save the date. We don't have flyers out yet. It'll be at the Hyatt Regency in Frisco. That's the hotel that we're going to be using. And regional rallies. These are rallies we get together as a company. Our founder was here. Glenn Sanford was here. Commercial events. I am on the EXP commercial side. So sometimes we'll do trainings and we'll actually do a tour of a property, of a development. I was doing that with my other company before I moved to EXP, and we just continue on with that. And, because of the organization has grown, we can do more things together. This is in Cabo. I'll be flying to Cabo next month. I think we have about 15 of us are flying to Cabo, March 11th to the 16th. So if you want to go and really connect with a lot of leaders, Ed Milet will be there, Tom Ferry, other leaders, great Gary Brecka will be there. So, all right. So EXP is a movement. It's not just any traditional brokerage, right? Why is it not a traditional brokerage? Because it's a disruptor. Just like Netflix disrupted Blockbuster, Airbnb disrupted the hotel industry, hospitality industry. Uber disrupted the taxi industry. EXP is the same way. Glenn Sanford, back in 2009, he's our founder of the company, was trying to create a solution. So what is that solution? This is kind of pictures of us with our team, just meeting him in different events. So think of this. Imagine 1,000 real estate offices paying $6,000 a month rent times 12 months. That's about $72 million just in office rent, not including the internet, admin fees, and all that. When we pay our split to the brokerage, typically, right, that goes towards expenses, goes towards the most expensive cost in running a company is real estate. So Glenn was saying, well, what if we can eliminate this? what if we can move it to the cloud? So EXP created the first metaverse corporate company for real estate. So we got this little video game, and that's what I call it. Let me move the sound over to the matrix. Okay. So if you are an agent and you need help, and if you're licensed in Texas, you'll hop into the Texas broker room. If you're licensed in other states, you'll hop into that state room. So we'll come in and we'll say hi to Holly. Hi, Holly. How are you today?
I am doing great. And you?
Good. I think I hear you. You hear me okay?
How can I help you guys today?
Great. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to fix the audio.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay, try it now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. So, Holly, I'm here in front of a class, and you're also live streaming. I know there's about 30 people on the live stream. What help can agents get in the Texas broker room?
Yes, they can come into the Texas broker room and speak to brokers that we have on duty. So they can come in here, speak to our brokers if they have any broker questions at all. We also have our transactions team here. So if they have a question on their commission or need a commission report, they can come in here, grab that from our transactions team. We also have our trainings in here as well in the auditorium.
All right. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Holly. How are you?
You are welcome.
Bye. So when we talk about the brick and mortar, you have one admin for the
Hello, David.
entire state of Texas. So imagine there was 1,000 offices. Don't you have to hire 1,000 receptionists, admins, support for each of those offices? We eliminate that to one person. So you imagine cost savings. So when you need to come in, you can hop in where, there's brokers on staff, right? Rena's here, Tara's here, and then I think there's another person, and then I think Karen Richards, our designated broker, just walked past. Yeah. So, and sometimes I can find her, and she's usually in her back room. So let's see. So if she's here, she's probably in a meeting. Why I share this is because the brokers are employees of the company. They're paid staff to support us, support your team, right? That's the client. Their client is us. All right. So in a sense, if you look at it, they work for us because they're supporting our team, answering questions, on duty during office hours. That's cost savings because everything's in the cloud. Another thing is, where do you get training? So I need to walk faster. I need to run. And of course, if you don't want to walk around, it's browser based, so you can actually type in the link or save the link for this auditorium because it is browser, just expworld/tx auditorium. You just have to have your credentials to get in. And if there was a live class, I spoke last week, you can have 10 people in here, you can have 1,000 people in here. All right, this is before Zoom calls. Right, so you have a live presentation going on. You can zoom up on the screen, and that's how we operate. Okay, it could seem weird, but then if you understand cost savings, that's what this is for. All right. Other companies that are also, imitating, this company, I don't know if they have a virtual world because it's scalability. When I look at this model of having a, video game, you can scale because of support. The larger you grow a company, you need to figure out how to manage, 90,000 people in the future, 150,000 in the future, 500,000 people. If you don't have the virtual world to duplicate what we have here physically, how are you can't run it on an app. It can't be just a workplace. We do have workplace, but you can't run 90,000 people talking to people just that way. You have to have a virtual setting like this. So, all right, well, let me go back to my slide. So that is the brick and mortar. You saw the virtual world. I have to share that because that is the solution. The solution was going virtually, cutting costs, cutting the franchise fees, figuring out growth. That was back in 2009. It took them a long time to really get to NASDAQ, almost 10 years, 9 years, right? It took them 9 year hard work building the foundation. I can imagine if the system crashed all the time, hiring brokers all 50 states, hiring managing brokers, firing managing brokers. I mean, just any real estate company, right? But we are publicly traded on NASDAQ, really taking traction in 2019, about 25,000 agents, and today reaching around 90,000. Okay, so we're the largest independent brokerage in the world. Currently in 27. Hope to announce Japan in Q2. We're working on that. I actually have a call tonight with Japan. So we are the largest independent brokerage in the world. So this is kind of our transactions as one company. We are not a franchise. I always have to say we are not a franchise because a lot of people don't understand the difference. Franchise means I buy a company or a brand a company and I'm independently owned and operated. I take on the risk as a broker, right? Just like you were a broker before, Cynthia, right? Now all that risk shifts to corporate, but I don't have to be just in Dallas. I can be in Houston. I can be in Florida. I am in Florida, and you can be in New York and 27 countries. Day one. If I bought my franchise in Dallas, which I used to have 2 franchises, I couldn't open in Houston without paying another franchise fee, and I couldn't be near another office. There's no territory here besides where the company operates. So rankings. This is kind of our growth on count and volumes. Top producers, you can, this slide, you can click on who are the top producers in the company, who are the top teams in the U.S. We do have a couple top teams also in the U.S., and we have some top producers in the entire country as well, within the top 20. So our network is strong and not just new agents. It's a mixture of a very diverse group of professionals. So going back to, you can work from anywhere. Karen Richards, our designated managing broker for eXp Realty Texas. She has an RV, she has Starlink, so she travels and she's logged in her hours for working and supporting. So she can, as a broker working for corporate, she can be traveling, right? She has that financial freedom. I mean, the freedom of travel. When she was a Keller Williams managing broker for 2 offices, guess what? She was back in McKinney, Allen, back and forth, and she was stuck. And she had to take off time. Well, now she can still travel, take her time off, and still work and have a W-2 and healthcare and all the benefits if you work for corporate. So that in itself is a great environment for people who work remotely to service us. $85 a month. eXp Realty. On the commercial side, it's $500. It just went up $500 because we get CoStar included now. We were paying $250 for commercial. Now we added the $250, so that's $250 for CoStar. I was paying $600 for the past year per month on just for CoStar. So that's a cost saving. But if you guys are on the residential side or the realty or resi-mercial, $85 a month. You get Sisu, which is a kind of tracking your business. This is something that you guys need to check into as well. This will track your business and keep you accountable. Canva Pro, every agent in eXp, whether you're commercial or realty side, you get Canva Pro now. We get Workplace. This is what we're using to chat with each other for, and connect. SkySlope, MyEXP, and the enterprise, our back end stuff. Lead gen, of course, every agent gets KV Core. So if you are in eXp already and you're not leveraging your KV Core, your CRM, your website, if you haven't gone on, why? That's what I ask. This is your business. You're paying for it. You got to learn the systems. Please make sure that you use these systems so you continue to build up your business, build up your pipeline. Training, we have the eXp University. Please go to that expuniversity.com. We have a brand new program called Fast Cap. If you're new in the industry or been in about 2 years and you haven't really reached your goals, you can do it. Fast Cap. Please take that class. They did beta testing last year. It's all the alpha and beta leaders are pushing it to their group. I cannot stress not taking that class again. So next week we have it in the evening. So for the part-time agents that have W-2 jobs, guess what? They have an evening one for that. 6 weeks on Zoom, 3 times a week. There's a whole agenda on there. I mean, you guys are adults. You guys go check it out. So, and there's no cost. That's right. So, all right, numbers: 80-20 split, capped at 16,000. Right. That's very averaging out on typical real estate companies, right? It's when you look at that and you're like, okay, 16,000, what's the value? One is you're part of a network here, right? Or you can join another network. There's a lot of great networks in the EXP. 16,000 goes to the company. I'm going to share with you where that money goes so you understand fully. It's not just giving it away, it's actually going towards something. Your startup is $149, $85 a month. When you do a transaction, there's a $25 review fee and a $60 E&O insurance that caps at $750. So how EXP? So when you do your first transaction every year, you get $200 worth of shares. When you cap in the company, you get $400 worth of shares. And when you introduce somebody to the company, you also get $400 worth of shares. All right. And optional program is you can take 5% of your commission, net commission, and buy the stock at a 5% discount. No vesting period. So if the stocks stay the same next 30 days, you sell it, you just made 5%. 65% of the agents are in this program because they're just parking money aside, right? But if you're investing your money and you know what you're doing with your money financially, you don't have to be in this program. It's just an optional program, all right? Icon Award. These are for top producers. We have a couple, I think 3 or 4 icons in here. Guess what? They paid $16,000. They also got $16,000 back in company stock, right? Well, how can a company give you equity? And I'm going to go over how. So in order to achieve the Icon Award stocks, you have to hit a certain production amount. You cap, you do 20 more transactions, leases do count. Guess what? You get $16,000 back in company stock. You get $8,000 right away. You get $4,000 if, like Texas Ace team, Alex here, he has a team. He's managing. He's mentoring. That's a cultural requirements. He's managing that. He can teach a class if he wanted to. By going to the events, going to 2 registered events for EXP, that also qualifies for $4,000 in stocks. So that's the $16,000. If you're a high dollar producer like Cynthia, if she does $500,000 in GCI and just does 10 transactions within that $500,000, that also qualifies for Icon. Okay. So commercial, same thing. Most of our commercial transactions are higher dollar. We cap pretty fast and then, hit that $500,000. All right. I talked about where does that 20% go, right? 20% goes to the company. Half of that, so half of the 20% goes back to what we call revenue share pool, right? Half of that money goes towards rev share. The other half goes towards the company. You had 2,500 employees of EXP working and serving us. That other half is for that. We talk about stocks. Where's that money coming from? That doesn't come from the rev share pool. That comes from this company dollar. So around 75% of the revenue of EXP goes back to agents in some sort of fashion. All right. So they only operate with about 15 to 20%. Whatever's left is their net income. All right. So when we say rev share pool, what does that mean? Well, that other half gets divvied out 7 levels. All right. And it's production based. So I'm going to kind of go over this and follow me a little bit. I'm going to kind of use my little clicker here. So 80,000 times 20% is 16,000. Easy math. All right. If you take 50% of that 16,000, that's $8,000. That's what goes into the rev share pool. It's paid out 7 levels. Don't look at this bonus part yet. Okay. So now Cynthia, if you had someone in New York, her name's Sally. We know that she's doing 250,000 in GCI. We know she's a capping agent. She would pay 16,000 to the company. Half of that is 8,000. So that therefore you would get 17.5 out of that 8,000, which is $1,400. Immediately, Sally, because a lot of people from New York are going to Florida, she has a friend in Florida, and Tom is there, and she introduces Tom. Tom is also a producing agent. He might be a $500,000 producer or $150,000 producer, and you get 20% of the 8,000 because he's paid 16,000 in. That's 1,600. Again, Tom introduces Lisa because a lot of people from Florida and Texas, they go back and forth, and that's a likely scenario. That's your tier 3, and from there, she does more than 80,000 in GCI. That is 12.5% of 8,000, which is 1,000. So we go 7 levels. I'm just showing you 3 levels. So the math is this: if you brought in 12, not just agents but business partners, right, that really align with you, just like Cynthia and Anna are working together, David, Alex, Kyle, everyone working together. You just have 12, just your 12 buddies, 12 partners. And if these 12 partners are producing, well, guess what? That's 16,800. I just showed you how to cover your costs in a platform, in a real estate brokerage. If you're at the other franchises, you're paying franchise fees. You don't get that money back. You're paying a split. You don't get that money back, right? By growth, you can get your money back here if you want to. You don't have to, right? This is a business option if you want to. So now if these 12 people are serious and they're growing their organization, I said, well, if 12 people got 10 people each, that's 120 people. 120 times 1,600 is $192,000. This is not stocks. This is cash revenue that's paid by production the following month. Same thing in tier 3. If everyone just got one person, one friend, that's 120 people. That's 120,000. So just by this scenario, and it can be a year, it can be 2 years, 3 years, depending on what you want to do. It's a business, right? You're running it. You got to plan what you want to do, how you're identifying your partners and coming together. So you have a potential of 328,800 in revenue. And somebody was like, well, Daniel, not everyone's going to cap. Not everyone's going to do 80,000 in GCI. Okay. What's the national average in NAR? I think 40,000, more or less. Half. You cut that in half. That's still over $100,000. Now, for me as an investor, so if you haven't met me yet before, I do commercial real estate. We do investing. We own shopping centers. So, I'm actually looking at a property around $5 million right now at a 6% cap. So I would have to save $5.48 million at a 6% cap rate to net $328,000. For $85 a month, you have a business model that can grow revenue for you, whether you're producing or not. That's another thing is if I don't produce or if you don't produce, you still get revenue. Okay? And we have zero debt. Another thing about our company, we have zero debt. All the other imitator companies all have a lot of debt. They're all trying to catch up. You look at Elon Musk, he built the foundation, the infrastructure. Same thing with EXP. We already built the infrastructure. Everyone's trying to catch up with the infrastructure because our model is proven. And then they're not our competition, right? So, and the thing is, in 5 to 10 years, the franchise model is going to be gone. It's going to be really tough for any franchise owner to renew their franchise because that franchise owner is stuck in that one office or 10 offices if they own 10 offices. And the thing is, nobody's buying franchise companies anymore. They're not buying that office. It'd be really silly to like, wait, I'm buying this knowing that agents could leave. We're 1099. If we don't like the new ownership, we're going to either start our own company or we're going to or move somewhere else. Okay? So kind of growth. We have Peru, Turkey, and Egypt. Last week, I met with a new friend that's from Egypt, and I said, well, we are going to Egypt. So I connected them with the broker in Egypt. We're gonna schedule a time so they can understand that market, how to grow it. So when we talk about global growth, what does that mean? So if we say our group goes to Egypt, and that agent is at Remax. Remax is well known overseas, and that agent joins EXP. Well, guess what? That agent in Egypt can actually build a team in the U.S. So it's not just like, oh, I'm just attracting somebody to, for revenue. It's actually I'm helping them get out of that country because we're in 27 countries right now. They can build in different markets now. That agent gets freed from just being a regular real estate agent in that market. Like same thing with us, right? But you got to understand you actually are helping someone get out of that box per se. Expert care, I haven't tried it, but there is a 24/7 support. I don't know what they support after hours, but if you need that, you can call that and let me know how it goes. They're probably gonna guide you or send you some links if you're looking for something, but then they'll probably guide you to the right people for the next business hours. So, but you can try it and let me know how it works. Team support, if you have a team, so Texas Ace team, you could try that and see how they're supporting you guys. They're always updating things. We have our luxury division, commercial division. One thing about commercial, which is great because we're all 50 states, is if there's a state that allows for me in Texas to actually run a transaction through, believe Kansas does because we did a deal. So I can just run my deal through that state broker because the broker is an employee. So they work for us. If we're knowledgeable of doing the deal, I just run my deal through that broker. They're not taking a split. I just pay my EXP split, but the broker, I don't have to pay a referral fee on the commercial side. Residential is different because you have to have MLS and all that. So that's another benefit for commercial brokers if you have commercial people. The benefit of having one company, not being a franchise. Okay. Success Spaces, EXP owns Success Spaces, so that's another environment if you want to use. All of EXP agents have Regis access globally. So your $85 gets you Regis Pass. So you can go to any Regis globally. Calvin was in UK at that office. I was in Portugal and in Europe, and we use that facility. Revenos is our kind of our referral lead gen systems. Relocations, there's kind of a lot of our affinity groups here. Referral division. So if you're maybe you're not wanting to do real estate anymore, but you want to keep your license active or retiring and you don't want to pay MLS anymore, well, guess what? You can join the referral division. You keep your stocks. You can still build a team organization. You can still come into the EXP world and get the training if you want. That's another option for people. We do have a seller toolkit, buyer toolkit with listing presentations, things like that. Because we have Canva now, everything's in Canva. So it's all uploaded as a template. You can change it up. It's very easy to use. So fast cap, that's really what I was talking about. For newer agents and agents that have been in the business for about 2 years, go take that class. This is kind of the schedule of the agenda. Welcome to take a picture of that if you want to take the class. At least you kind of know what they're going over. All right. So we do have a AAC. This is kind of the agents within in the company that they're volunteering and just kind of making sure that the company keeps its culture, listens to us. And you can reach out if you have any complaints, not a complaint, but anything you want to share. You can contact one of the AACs because they have their weekly meetings, kind of sharing what's going on in the company. They're all in different regions, so you're welcome to contact any of these shareholder partners that we have. This is my information. Welcome to scan that if you want. Oh. That's Calvin. And yeah, just more items that we're doing. We have Katie that was doing a triple net commercial class. Just a lot of events, and really that's it. That I have on EXP, the platform, and really what we're doing is creating. One thing I want to kind of share, and I forgot to share, is what are we building? you're building something that is willable, and that's the legacy component. So in our mission and vision is about legacy. So when God takes me home one day, what happens to my position? My kids will inherit my real estate assets. They may not know what to do with it, but I know that you guys can advise them as a group, right? Kind of like help them out if they don't learn real estate, right? Another thing is syndicating deals. We talk about investing. Imagine you have 10,000 people in a network and we're all in it together as a glue. We partners is kind of the glue. You guys can talk amongst each other to raise capital, do whatever, or develop, right? So nothing stops the organization from being more creative, being a real estate club, whatever you want to create. So that's what We Partners is about. And I always talk about bringing to the table. Don't just bring the carrot sticks and celery sticks. I know those are important too. Cause I had some vegetarians who are like, those are important. I understand. You're not getting the point. Bring a good dish. Bring some value to the table so we can share. So that is what We Partners is about, and we're just hitting 4 years. Still very small as a group, about 250 people. Our upline leaders have thousands of people, 10,000. One of our other upline leaders have 19,000 people. So don't learn from me, learn from them, but we all get to learn together. And that's really, what it's all about. I know Cynthia was here, right? Yeah, they're up there. San Antonio. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of like our first year running around Texas. So it's been amazing. And it's just like I said, it's just getting started. So any other questions for me? It's a powerful model. Don't let the other companies that I see out there. Everyone wants to copy, which is fine, which is great. It keeps us agile, right? Because EXP 7 years ago is very different from today, right? Even from last year, we changed our rev share model. We updated it. If you're a top producer, I think like Ton, you unlock all 7 levels. So in the past, you would have to go wide to unlock. You don't need that. If you're capping, you unlock other levels. But levels 1, 2, and 3 are unlocked, and that's really the bulk of where you're really going to grow your organization. But levels 4, 5, 6, and 7 is really passive income. So when we're sharing this, is really the passive income of what it looks like. Kind of share my rev share chart. There's a glitch in the accounting on the monthly things, and they're working on that. So who's my sponsor? So James Wong is my direct sponsor. He's our founding president for EXP Commercial. Tom Chong is a good friend of mine. He sponsored James, and he's out in Boston, about 1,300 agents. Tracy Gagnon has about 7,000. Scott Lewis around 5,000. Jennifer Rob Flick around 7, dropped down to 17,000 people in the organization. Gene Frederick around 15,000. Elizabeth Riley around 12,000. Right? When I reached out to them when I first joined the company, let them know who we are, and they gave a lot of information on how to start, how to build our organization, and I still talk to them. Elizabeth, I speak probably once a month. I text her, just let her know what I'm doing. She does not make any revenue from me, from the organization. I mean, just from me only, but anyone that I've attracted into the company, she doesn't make, but she still pours into us. That's the leaders that we have. People join leaders. People join people, right? So when you look at earnings, like the group, we have 253 people. This is still needs to be fixed. Yeah, still needs to be fixed. But just going over like last month, revenue, who's doing transactions, coming in, you can see, all the transactions coming in. So for me as a broker owner, I don't have to manage this. You got accounting staff that's managing all this, keeping everything accountable. Another thing is my wife doesn't have to do the 1099 tax reports because the company does that, right? So when you think about growth, you can scale with this platform. I could not scale as a franchise owner. So That is really it I have today. Appreciate everyone's time. I know that really the focus was Cynthia and Anna today, and really appreciate them stepping up. And next week we have who do we have next week? Yeah, yeah, come on in, Paul.
Thank you. Please give Daniel a hand. So Wednesday, we do this every Wednesday. This is about developing leadership. Okay. We're not going to grow if we don't develop leaders. You're not going to grow as a father, a husband, a mother, a daughter, a leader, whatever it is. You won't grow without leadership skills. So, Katie, everything that we do here on Wednesdays is about developing leaders. And the reason I say that is I want people like Xavier. You've came a couple times. I want you to step up and say, "Hey, I want to train next week. Can I train?" Because it's not about bringing in professional trainers. We're bringing in us, right? Because if you train, you learn more. Y'all can tell that they put a lot of time into what they did today, right? I mean, that was professional what they did, and they took their time because they care about you and they want you to learn, TC, and they want you to learn, Xavier. But here's the deal: they learn the most. They learn the most because they put the most time into it. So if you decide, hey, I want to train on XYZ, great. We're going to learn from you because you're going to put as much time because they care about everybody. But at the same time, you'll learn way more. And you get to do it in a friendly environment where we're not going to critique you. We're going to be here to support you. Because when you can get up here in front of your peers, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. But when you can get up in front of your peers, Alex, and teach people, you grow. And then we all grow. Because I want to go to 10,000. Who wants to go to? I mean, let's help Daniel get to 10,000, right? And at the same time, you get to bring in 500 or 600 or 1,000 or 3,000, right? That's what we're trying to do here. So please understand, if you want to, like, I want the person that's scared to death to get up here and train. That's who I want to talk to. Like, you're just, God, no, please don't pick me. I'm not going to pick you, but I pray. Well, I picked y'all. I pray that y'all are going to step up and say, hey, you know what? I'm scared to death, but I want to do it anyway. Now, here's the next level. What Daniel just did, doing the explain, showing the opportunity. That's next level. That's where I want TC to step and say, hey, you know, it's my turn. It's my time. That's where I want Cynthia to stand up and say, it's my time to do what Daniel just taught, right? Because that's when we have exponential growth. When we have multiple people, Katie, that are showing this opportunity the way Daniel just did. Now, we all have our different styles. If you watch Brent Gove, I'm kind of more on that style. I think some of y'all were here a couple weeks ago when I did it. When I get in the numbers, I get tongue-tied, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing anymore at that point, right? But I will get you excited. I want to ride a bike, and I don't know what you're even talking about, but she got excited, and I want to go ride a bike, right? And that's the kind of way I present, is like, hey, let's get excited and go do this thing together. But we need more people. Like, if you're scared to death right now to do what Daniel just did, that's who I'm looking for. Like, please text me and say, you know what, Paul, I need to step up and do it. Is it okay? Can I do it? Yes. And we're going to support you and lift you up. We're going to laugh. We're going to clap. We're going to do all those things for you. Does this make sense? So this is We Vision Wednesday. We got so many words for this. We Wacky Wednesday. We Leadership Wednesday. I don't know what we're doing, but this is about developing us. Because when we can develop us, we can go out and do so much more. Because imagine you got up here and Alex, you got up here and shared what Daniel just did to the entire group. Okay. Tell me, I mean, just try to tell me that you're not going to be better when you talk to people one-on-one, right? Because imagine how great Daniel is one-on-one. He's great at it because he's done this so many times. So here's my recommendation. When Daniel's speaking, take notes. I took a full page of notes, and I think I've seen you do this thing I don't know how many freaking times. Every time I hear him speak, I'm taking notes because I'm like, ooh, I want to say that next time. Ooh, I want to say this. Ooh, I want to say that. Y'all with me? Y'all want to develop leadership? Y'all want to be developed leaders? Right? You want to step up and be the next leader? Thank you. All right. Wait, what's your name, young man? Sean? Thank you. I'm very white. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for speaking up and saying, let's do it. That's what I'm looking for right there. Let's go ride a bike, you and I, Sean. We're following Cynthia. You're next, is what Anna just said. Daniel, thank you for letting us have this office.
No, thank you.
And standing up and doing this. And we just want more. TC, you're next, right? So next week.
Oh yes, I'll put that in a new slide.
They do karaoke. They do karaoke. But next week is TC doing the mega open house. Like, I've watched him do this training, and I'll take so many notes next week because I want to be at his open houses. Like, don't you? I mean, you watch, like, oh, dang, I can't believe I missed his open house. Next Wednesday, you want to be here to watch this man do his open house. And that's all I got. Thanks for letting me share.
Exponential growth, leveraging together, being a resource. That's our group. And we're all in it together. We're all business partners, right? I'm no longer that broker with agents. That's not what we're here for, And what if you know my why building is really for our kids. If you have kids, I want our kids to connect. I want to have a leadership camp for our kids. I want them to understand financial freedom. I want them to understand entrepreneurship roles, right? That's important, right? Your kids hang out. Imagine them learning how to do their finances better, save money, investing early on, right? Learning from David, buying RV parks and stuff like that, or whatever you're doing now, development, flipping, things like that. I mean, that's what's all about. So we're just scratching the surface. So, and I'm just excited to have everyone here. Appreciate newcomers listening. We will see you guys next week. Every Monday we have a huddle on Zoom. Welcome to hop on that, but really try to come and invite people on Wednesdays. And we need to find a bigger office building in the future because this is not going to be big enough. And for those that are on Zoom, I know that are not on Zoom on the live stream. I think there's like 15 people still. Thank you for hopping on that, and try to come in person.